Good morning, everyone. Good day, sir. Today, I will present and explain our developed competency-based curriculum, or CBC, for barbering and C2. So, in this presentation, I will walk you through to the actual CBC document and explain how we develop the curriculum based on the training regulation, or the TR, and how it follows the principle of competency-based training, or CBT. So, this time, I will discuss and tackle the course design, curriculum map, basic competencies, common, core, and elective competencies. So while discussing, I will also explain why the learning outcomes were selected, why the methodologies and assessment methods are appropriate, and how the curriculum aligns with the training regulation and the CBT principle. Okay? Okay. So, first in the course design, okay? So in these sections, this shows the overall course structure of barbering and C2. The qualification title, and the nominal duration, competency units were directly taken from the training regulation to ensure the alignment with TESDA standards. So we organized the curriculum into basic competencies, which is 18 hours, next the common competencies, the core competencies, and lastly, the elective competencies. So this arrangement is important. Why? It is because CBT follows a step-by-step learning process. A basic competencies were placed this time. So this one were placed first because the trainees need workplace attitudes and communication skills before performing technical barbering tasks. So from the word basic, so the trainee will perform just basic competencies that align with a real life scenario. Next, the common competencies. The common competencies here focus on shared workplace, while core competencies focus on the actual barbering services. So like they are practically doing the service. So this structure ensures the progressive learning and proper competency development. Now, this is our curriculum map. Yeah. So now our curriculum map helps organize the sequence of the competencies learning outcomes. We arrange the competencies from simple to complex tasks. For example, the basic competency comes first because communication, here, communication and professionalism are foundation skills, while on the other hand, the common competencies prepare trainees for workplace interaction. Apply quality standards, maintain a safe and clean and efficient work environment. Like it's a professionalism attitude. And lastly, the core competencies focus on the actual barbering operation, such as the hair cutting and post-hair care activities, like perform basic hair color and hair cutting, shave style, and beard and mustache. So we follow the training regulation sequence to ensure the proper alignment with the industry standards. So this also supports the CBT principle because learning is outcome based and organized according to the workplace performance. Okay, everyone, we just finished discussing the course design and the curriculum map. So this time I will walk you through competency-based curriculum, and I will discuss in regards of module of instruction from basic competencies into elective competencies. For the basic competencies, the learning outcomes were selected directly from the training regulation. For example, participate in workplace communication, secondly, work in team environment, and lastly, practice career professionalism. So for the basic competencies, so these are the summary of learning outcomes for the first basic competencies: obtain and convey workplace information, participate in workplace meetings and discussions, complete relevant work-related documents. So we selected these because these are the essential workplace skills that required being performing technical tasks. So I will just present one from the basic competencies as a representative for the all. For the assessment criteria, this would be also taken from the training regulation that aligned with the real scenario. For the contents, also especially the contents were selected based on the knowledge and skills needed to achieve the learning outcomes. For example, effective communication, right? Because communication is the most fundamental skills that we should have in the workplace. Different modes of communication, follow simple spoken language. Okay? So in regards of condition, so face-to-face, telephone, and etc. And methodologies, group discussions, and interaction. These are appropriate because from the basic competencies involve interaction, communication, and workplace behavior. For example, role play is effective for communication skills because the trainees learn by actual interaction. Next, for the assessment methods. The assessment method include written test, practical performance test, and interview. If ever, observation like that. So these methods are suitable because CBT focuses on actual performance, not only theoretical knowledge. So the trainee here must demonstrate competency in real or simulated workplace situation. Okay? Next, I will walk you through to the common competencies, and I will just choose one as a representative for the all learning outcome under common competencies. Okay, I will just scroll. So we will come now to the common competencies. For the common competencies, we included competencies that are commonly used in barbering workplaces. For example, maintain effective relationship with clients and customers. And also, here, manage on performance. And lastly, apply quality standards. So these are the common competencies that we get directly from the TR that we think is appropriate in the real life workplace. Okay? So in regards of common competencies, we selected the learning outcomes because customer services is essential for barbering. Example, maintain professional image, meet client customer requirements, build credibility with customers or the clients. Now, in the assessment criteria, this would be also directly taken from training regulation. The assessment criteria guided us in selecting the contents and activities. For example, in the contents, uniform and personal grooming requirements of the employer in the client, also occupational health and safety. So these contents are aligned also and anchored from the assessment criteria. And in regards of methodologies, condition is stance, posture, body language, because you are doing barbering. So the posture is also important. Okay? And methodologies, demonstration, like group discussion and interaction, these are appropriate because need actual experience in handling customers. And the assessment method, this one. So these methods are suitable because customer relation cannot be measured. Okay? So it cannot be measured through written exam alone. So the assessor must observe the actual communication and the service performance. So especially, this follows the competency-based curriculum principle because assessment is evidence-based and performance-focused. Okay? And now, I will discuss in regards of the core competencies. Yeah. So I will just find the core competencies. Okay. So the core competencies under module of instructions. These are the main technical skills. So this would be the practical skills in barbering in C2. As a representative competency, I will just select perform pre and post hair care activities. So this competency was selected because it reflects the actual salon operation from preparation up to post-service activities. So this competency was selected because it reflects actual salon operation. So the learning outcomes were selected based on the workflow in barbering service. For example, prepare the client. After preparing the client, we will proceed to the hair treatment. Apply shampoo, conditioner on the hair of the client. After that, blow dry hair, of course. And after, perform the post-service activities like massage, free service, like that. Okay. So, in regards of the assessment criteria, for example, I will discuss the learning outcome number 1. So, the assessment criteria, yan. Client is assisted in accordance with salon procedure. Like consultation, hair analysis, like that, preparation procedure. So, we selected this because preparation affects service quality and client safety. So that's why the contents here is also based on the assessment criteria. Like preparing client according to salon policies and procedure, you will inform the clients what the rules of salon like this. And also, applied questioning and listening skills and assessing the need of the clients. So if the clients are requesting for something, the color, the treatment, so we should listen carefully because what we are trying to do here is to meet the client expectation. So we selected this because for us to familiarize what would be the content, what would be the knowledge, skills that we will get from this learning outcome. In regards of condition, type of services, hair treatment, coloring, perming, relaxing, haircut, and etc. And methodologies, this would be just lecture, discussion, and demonstration. These are appropriate because the trainees first need the understanding before they performing the test. And assessment methods, okay, same lang, written test, performance test, and interview. So these are suitable because preparation skills must be observed directly. Okay, so For example, in a blow-dry hair, in a finishing touches in our client, post-service activities, for example, for the learning outcome, for the post-service activities, okay? So the contents includes, right? Okay. Okay, so lastly, under core competencies, I will discuss one more learning outcome. This would be the number 4, perform post-service activities. So here, the assessment criteria is based also on the TR, and the contents includes performing cross-checking and applied appropriate finishing touch, prepared and use appropriate tools and equipments and implements according to the OHS requirements. So, for example, in cleaning tools after using, disinfecting the equipment, proper waste disposal. So we selected these because hygiene and safety are required in salon preparation. So assessment through the demonstration is suitable because cleanliness procedure must perform properly, not only explained. Now, when it comes to the elective competencies, so we will come now to the elective competencies. For the elective competencies, these provide additional skills, bonus, depending on the workplace needs. So these competencies help the trainees become more flexible, responding to the contingency, like emergency, like that, depending on the adjustable. He will adapting or he will adapt based on the situation. So these competencies help trainees become more adaptable. The methodologies remain competency-based, focusing on the practical application and the workplace relevance. Assessment methods are also performance-based to ensure the actual competencies. So these are the assessment criteria. And client is advised to remove all personal accessories. So this would be the bonus for you to act professionally and efficiently, sufficiently, so that the customer meets its expectation. Client is provided with protective clothing, so you are adding more extra service, taking care to the client. Condition and type of hair is checked and analyzed, and etc. The contents, occupational health, of course, hair texture, and etc. The condition, damage, tinted, lightened, porous, dry, and etc. Methodologies and assessment method are the same. Okay, so in the overall, our CBC is aligned with the training regulation because there's the learning outcomes, the assessment criteria, the contents, the condition, methodologies, and the assessment methods. This would be all derived from the training regulation. At the same time, it follows the CBT principle because, why? Learning is outcome-based, training is performance-focused, and the assessment evidence is based. And the trainees are assessed according to the actual workplace standards. So the curriculum was designed not just to provide knowledge, but to ensure that trainees can perform competently in the real salon operations. Okay. So to conclude our developed CBC, Barbering NC2, this would be carefully designed based on the TESDA training regulation and CBT principle. Each competency's learning outcomes, methodologies, assessment method was selected to ensure that trainees develop the required knowledge and skills, attitude that needed in actual workplace situation. Okay, that's end my presentation. Thank you. Once again, I am John Lawrence Notra, and I am from the Group 4, and my group mates are the following: Obero Geraldine, Oida May, Tanay Christian, and Lumere J.